Hey guys, okay, welcome to part 2 of how to make bone broth. So first I roasted the bones and the veggies in the oven. So you could do that in a big roasting pan, or you can do it in like an oven safe pot. I like to do it in my soup pot because then I don't have to wash two things, you know, pretty straightforward. Anyway, so I'm just pulling it out of the oven, so I'm gonna actually show it to you, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna add. And then I'm going to throw it on, and it's going to simmer for about 12 hours. It's like 11 o'clock here right now, so probably I'll pull it off right before I go to bed tonight. But the thing is that the longer you simmer a broth like this, the more goodness comes out of what you're simmering in there. So it really is a long-term game. Now you can make this in your slow cookers if you want, because if you're going to be gone for the day, that's fine. I like to make it in a big soup pot because I can make way more at the same time. But you could also, if you have 2 crock pots, you could do it in 2 different crock pots and just split things up. Funny little bits. Anyways, I'm going to pull the pot out of the oven and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay. This is not an official cooking show, so I don't have a cameraman or official angles, just so you know. Okay, so this is what it now looks like, right? Just roasted veggies. Let me see if I can grab a little thing and I'll stir it around a little. Okay, so this, can you guys see this? This is what it looks like. So now we have the meat starting to separate from the bones. You're gonna have a lot of that yummy juice at the bottom. I didn't add any water yet, so that's all gonna be stuff that is coming out of the vegetables and the meat. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to look upside down while I'm trying to show you. Anyways, so there's the base of what you're going to use for your soup. So I'm just gonna make sure that none of it is sticking to the bottom, because obviously that's not gonna help when you're making soup. And then, oh, I got a sick kid today. I'm just going to add, hang on, I'm gonna put you right here. Move this back. There. Hopefully that's a professional camera angle. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab bay leaves. Bay leaves are like, I don't know what's in these things, but they pack a punch when it comes to flavor. And remember, the name of the game in this thing is flavor. So that's why we roasted the vegetables first. I didn't add any salt. Don't forget, don't add salt. You can add salt to any of your dishes later when you want to season them to taste, right? That's a great way to reduce the amount of salt, and you don't actually need it in there at any point yet. So they say for a soup pot this size, they say, I'm always sort of following recipes, to put 2 bay leaves, and I've pretty much doubled-ish what they said, so I'm just gonna kind of put about 4. Mine are like the tail end, so I'll just dump the rest in. Okay, it's official measurements here on the Mara Cooking Show. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab some peppercorns. I'm just gonna leave them whole, and I'm gonna put them in. Probably about 2 tablespoons worth. Ish. That's how much. Then fresh, not fresh, just dried thyme. If you have fresh thyme, that's awesome. Throw a couple sprigs in there. Otherwise, put in about, I don't know, tablespoon-ish, just under. Now, some secrets that we've recently learned, Reese and I, are to help pull the goodness out of the marrow, like out of the bones, is to change the acidity in the soup, in the broth. So while you're simmering it, if you put some fresh lemon slices and also some apple cider vinegar, not too much because it'll change the taste too much, but just a little bit to help pull the stuff out of there. Sorry, I have a sick kid in the background hacking up a lung. Okay, so apple cider vinegar, not the cooking kind. Super important that you get unpasteurized, unfiltered, the one with mother, that's organic. It has like really good stuff in it. The other one is just, might as well just be straight white vinegar, which is just not as powerful as these. This is like a superfood, health food. Apple cider vinegar, the good kind though. So you add about, it says a teaspoon, so I'm gonna add 2-ish teaspoons. 1, 2. Remember guys, when we're cooking, it's not the same as baking. It's not a recipe where you actually have to follow it because it's not a science to like make it rise properly, whatever. So you can add any kind of spices, you can add any kind of herbs to your stock. I'm a big fan of like things like basil and oregano and stuff, but depending on the dish I'm gonna be using the broth for later, I don't know if I'm gonna want that flavor in it yet. So I'm gonna stick with some really basic level like pepper, thyme, and bay leaves, just so that I have the option to season with whatever kind of herbs I want later. But don't be afraid to add basil or oregano or any kind of seasoning that you want. It's totally fine. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to this stuff. So, just gonna quickly cut a couple pieces of lemon. Hello, Retsky. No, you want to drink some apple cider vinegar? Be my guest.
No apple cider vinegar.
Okay. Do you want to come say hi to the camera?
What time?
That one. See?
Hi.
We're making soup? Yeah. Okay, I'm totally forgetting, but we're going to strain this whole thing, so if some seeds get in there, don't worry about it. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to save this lemon. I put about 2/3 of a lemon. Yeah, you want to drink that?
Yeah.
You guys want to watch Red drink apple cider vinegar? Okay, I'll get you a cup.
No, that one.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He always asks for this every time because when they're sick, we give it to them because it really helps fight infections and stuff. Bacterial infections especially. Yeah, it is a bit spicy. Since I'm nice, I add a little bit of water for him. Okay, ready? Is it good? It's really not good. Okay, you want to drink the rest? You'll be super healthy. Try to get that into your brother. Hey guys, just as a side note, if you have little kids and you're trying to feed them apple cider vinegar to help them get rid of like a cold or something like that, what we do is I make it into like a lemonade. So lots of freshly squeezed lemon, a lot of unpasteurized honey dissolved into warm water, and then add your apple cider vinegar into it. It just kind of makes it like a stronger, crazy taste, but you can slide that in there without them really noticing. And you can even add like cinnamon and stuff like that and serve it kind of like as like a hot apple cider, and then they'll actually drink it, or at least my kids do. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? You want some too? We want to watch you drink it on camera too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it, okay? Okay, my kids are crazy. Everybody asks, how do you get your kids to drink or to eat so much vegetables and stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, it's their normal. So they're crushing apple cider vinegar. Here you go. You want to say hi to the camera? Rylan's homesick from school today.
Hi.
Okay, wait, let's see your face when you drink it. That's the best part. Oh my God, they're still drinking it. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you quickly, sorry, what my pot looks like right now. All these things in there. Now I'm just gonna cover that baby with water. So I have a special tap at my house with, you know, special quadruple 7 times filtered water. So I already filled that up so I could just have it ready to go for the sake of Mara cooking TV today. So I'm just gonna literally pour the water in there. So you wanna make sure that all of your vegetables and all of your meat are completely underwater, because that's an important part, you know, when you're making broth. And don't forget that a lot of this stuff is going to simmer down a bit. So now it looks like this. What's wrong, Rye? I hid the remotes.
Why?
Because you kept turning up the volume when I'm trying to do a video.
Mom, I need to watch.
You don't need to watch. Just wait till I'm done, please.
But the TV's on cold.
Okay, so now I put it on the stove. Here she is. And then what I'm gonna do is I'll bring it to a boil and I'll reduce it to simmer, and I'll just crack the lid just a teeny bit. you guys want to know a little secret hack to lids, make sure the lid is up on the side that you want going up into your fan vent, and then turn on your fan, because I've done that a few times where I come back an hour later and I'm like, oh, I forgot to turn on the fan. Thanks. Unless you want to steam up your whole house, that's fine too. Anyway, so what you're gonna do is put that on. You're just gonna put it on high until it boils. Then you're gonna reduce it to a simmer. So it should be like the odd bubble coming up through the water. And then you're gonna wanna do that for like 12 to 24 hours. And again, if you don't have time to do it all at the same time, if you have a garage that's not frozen, but like if the garage floor is cool. What's that? Pardon me? Vinegar, please?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's it. I can't believe I have to cut you off.
Big one, no big one.
A big one, okay.
That's a big one.
Hey, what do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did
Good, just like tequila. Does the trick, hey? Tequila. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna wanna simmer it. So if you can't simmer it all at one time, put it somewhere where it will stay cool overnight. Let it sit there, and then you can always just get it going again in the morning. What?
Wow.
You need a cloth. Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold this, okay. Because again, to get the stuff out of the broth that we want, we're gonna have a good tasting soup about 8 hours in, so it doesn't take forever to get the taste, but now we're focused on the nutrients that we want, right? So when you're trying to pull out the real good, rich goodness out of the bones, then you're gonna wanna let it sit there for as long as you can. So again, you can cool it off and then scrape in the morning, just scrape off any of the fat that rose to the top. There's gonna be scum sometimes that comes up when it boils. Just scoop that off with a big spoon and put it into a dish and get rid of it. And then if you want to, you can start re-simmering it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna use more than half of it to make a soup. So I'll be re-simmering it with new vegetables and stuff in it tomorrow. So that'll be part 3 of this video. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. If you have questions about it, I had just mentioned in the last video, when you're roasting your vegetables, do it at about 400 Fahrenheit, or if you're on convect, I do it at 375. So you're trying to brown the stuff, but you're not trying to burn it, obviously. So, hey Reese, I just saw you hopped on. Reese is the master of making soup. If you want advice on that, he's actually the master at it. Anyways, guys, hopefully that's helpful. I'm gonna let that simmer for hopefully about 12 hours today, and then tomorrow I'll be back for part 3, and I will make the actual soup itself and show you what I put in. So it's gonna be a beef tomato vegetable soup. Okay, have a great day. Cheers.